Ever since WWE shocked the wrestling world by bringing back Zack Ryder, the longtime fan favorite also known by his real name Matt Cardona, on a recent episode of SmackDown, speculation has been pouring in about the real reason behind his return. After more than 5 years away from WWE's main roster, Ryder showed up as LA Knight's surprise opponent in John Cena's Last Time Is Now tournament, stepping back into the ring wearing his classic gear, announcing his comeback with the familiar woo-woo-woo, you know it, catchphrase, and triggering waves of nostalgia among longtime fans. But if this seemed like a feel-good throwback moment, there's a lot more going on underneath. This wasn't just a cameo. It may have been a calculated business decision, a branding play by WWE, and a way to stir up fan reactions heading into the next big chapter of SmackDown. From Ryder's side, this return had deep personal meaning. In a backstage interview after the match, he got emotional as he reflected on how he spent every morning for the past 5 years waking up and wondering how he could get back into a WWE ring, how he could reignite that character that meant so much to his fans. He talked about building his career outside WWE, earning a reputation on the independent circuit as the Deathmatch King and Indie God, all while never letting go of the dream of one day returning. When he finally answered the call, he admitted that he doesn't know if this is a one-time shot or a full return, but he made it clear. I'm Zack Ryder. I'm always ready. That line wasn't just lip service. This return feels like the culmination of his perseverance. On the business side, WWE clearly sees value in the Zack Ryder brand. Almost immediately after his return aired, new Zack Ryder merchandise went live on WWE Shop, T-shirts emblazoned with his signature style, giving fans a tangible way to reconnect with the nostalgic version of him. This merchandising surge suggests that WWE isn't just celebrating a reunion, they're investing. Even though his match ended in a loss to LA Knight, WWE's endorsement was perhaps symbolized later backstage when Ryder received the classic Triple H finger-point photo, a gesture often reserved as a nod of approval from WWE leadership. Whether this signals a long-term plan or a short-term ratings bump, the alignment of his return, his look, and the merch drop all point toward a smart move by WWE to capitalize on his legacy. At the same time, the timing of Ryder's return fits into a larger SmackDown narrative, one that involves rising tension around Jey Uso. While Ryder's comeback grabbed the headlines, a significant portion of the WWE universe has their eyes on Uso, and not always for the right reasons. Despite being pushed heavily, Jey has become a lightning rod for backlash from online fans, especially in the wake of his recent victories. His advancement in John Cena's tournament made headlines, but his win videos have been swamped with dislikes. On YouTube, for instance, one of his SmackDown wins reportedly saw over 34,000 dislikes compared to just a few thousand likes. Simultaneously, his October Raw Battle Royal win accumulated tens of thousands of dislikes. The growing chorus of discontent illustrates a divide. Live audiences might cheer him, but a vocal portion of the online community remains deeply skeptical of his rise. Some of the backlash stems from the perception that WWE is pushing Uso too hard, that he's being elevated not because of technical wrestling ability, but because of his RIOT persona, the merch he sells, and his family ties to the bloodline. Critics argue that this push comes at the expense of other talented wrestlers who might be more deserving of a main event spotlight. According to those within WWE, though, this criticism hasn't altered the company's direction. Backstage sources say WWE isn't bothered by YouTube dislikes and doesn't consider them a major factor in booking decisions. For the creative team, Jey's story is still valuable, and they're pressing forward. Jey himself has addressed the criticism head-on. On a recent episode of The Pat McAfee Show, he explained that he's not sweating the online hate. Those quick to judge don't strap on his boots or see the toll of life on the road. He emphasized that he's been grinding week in and week out. The long flights, the bumps, the grind no one else sees. His message is simple, tunnel vision. Whether people love him or hate him, he's focused on his path and where he's going. There's clear confidence there, even if not everyone agrees with WWE's direction. To some fans, Zack Ryder's return feels perfectly timed against this backdrop of backlash against Jey. It adds fuel to an already heated atmosphere on SmackDown. While Ryder invokes nostalgic energy, Jey's controversy brings drama. Together, they create a compelling dual narrative. One is the redemption arc of a wrestler who once walked away, rebuilt himself, and now returns to his roots. The other is a polarizing current star whose push is dividing opinion more than ever. But not everyone sees Ryder's return as purely positive. Some wonder, is WWE simply trying to manipulate fan emotions with a nostalgia play? Is this a ratings stunt packaged in retro gear, or a bridge to bigger storylines? Given that Ryder isn't reportedly under a full WWE contract, some speculate that his appearance served more as a business exercise than a long-term booking plan. But the merchandise drop and his heartfelt backstage promo suggest this was calculated, and not just a one-off tribute. From Ryder's point of view, however, this felt like something more than a business play. There's authenticity in the way he spoke about the return, in how he reflected on his time outside WWE, and in the vulnerability of admitting he doesn't know whether he's back for good. The always ready mantra resonates now more than ever, given the struggle he's endured. It's not just about stepping through the curtain again. It's about proving that he still has relevance, that his character still matters, and that his legacy is far from over. For WWE, the upside is obvious. This move drives merchandise sales, generates buzz, and provides a feel-good story that contrasts with other more volatile narratives. For Ryder, it's likely a moment of validation. Years of hard work, self-reinvention, and grit finally paying off with one of wrestling's most iconic returns. And for fans, it's yet another turning point, a moment to debate, celebrate, or second-guess what this means for the future of SmackDown. As the fallout settles, the big question remains, what's next for Zack Ryder? Is this the spark of a full-time comeback or a one-night emotional payoff? Will WWE leverage this nostalgia bomb to build fresh storylines, or is Ryder's legacy being used for a quick ratings boost? On Jey's side, can he weather the criticism and silence the haters, or will his push crash under the weight of disapproval? Either way, Ryder's return has shifted the SmackDown landscape, and his comeback may prove to be more than just a headline. It could be a turning point. Looking ahead, WWE has a few directions they could take with Zack Ryder. One obvious avenue is rekindling old rivalries. Fans have been clamoring for a rematch with some of the superstars who defined his early career. Names like Mojo Rawley, Curt Hawkins, and even former tag team partner Chad Edge could make for intriguing confrontations if WWE wants to lean into nostalgia. These potential feuds could be leveraged not just to give Ryder screen time, but to